We both got basil. Well, I traded up. I don't know what the hell I had. Do you know what I had?
I think she has time. You would have had maybe margarine?
Because I'll eat this just like this.
How shy are you? How shy?
Very good.
I'd like to go ahead and call the Tuesday, June 3rd, 2014 City Council meeting to order. If I could ask you to please rise, our invocation, our pledge will be read by our City Attorney, Mr. Tom Trask.
Heavenly Father, may we be open to others' ideas and beliefs, respectful of our differences, not threatened by them. May we grow in understanding of our own motives, knowing that people often act out of their own fears. May we be a force for replacing fear with insight, helping us all to be patient and kind as we talk. Strength, real strength, can always find compromise. Working together, may we find a common ground and enable us to move forward with a shared purpose. May we see what is truly important and focus on that. To banish roadblocks of ego and fear, may we be open to others' ideas and beliefs. This we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and once again, welcome. Glad you're able to make it. The lovely ladies in red have joined us tonight. Glad to see you. Our first order of business is the Citizens Open Forum. It allows you to address the City Council. We only have a few rules. Keep it to no more than 5 minutes. State your name and address clearly for the record, and do not address anything that is on tonight's agenda. Having said that, we will start on the ladies' side. Friends of the bride. Anybody on that side? Ken?
Even though I'm on the ladies' side. I didn't know they were the same for me.
Well, your boss is on your side, too.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Ken Caluso. I live at 3001 Regal Oaks Boulevard in Palm Harbor. Really, this is just here. My purpose is just simple introduction. I know some of you. I don't know all of you. I hope to over the next few years. I'm a candidate for school board, District 4. Same district as Jim, different race. Again, this is a letter of introduction, or a moment to introduce myself. No campaigns. Thanks for hearing me. And I think we'll hang out for the Garden Club proclamation, and then we have to leave for another meeting.
Good.
Nice to meet you all. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Ken.
Yeah.
Anybody else on this side of the room? Anybody on this side of the room?
Oh, great room.
Really? Oh, yeah, you go. Rick.
I'm Deputy Rick Sarah at the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. I'm a community police officer for Oldsmar. Just want to get the word out that the annual Christmas in July softball charity game is coming up, and that's going to be on July 12th. Bright House Fields softball game, be at 4 o'clock. It'll be mainly the Sheriff's Office community police officers, and we will challenge again the city of Oldsmar, Upper Tampa Bay Chamber. So we just want people to come out. We get $5 from each ticket. I think this year's tickets were $17.50. Under 4 is free, and that includes all you can eat up until 8 o'clock. So from 5 to 8, you get hot dogs, hamburgers, ice cream, drinks. Draft beer, if you drink beer, will be $2. So for that 3 hours, you will get all you can eat. If you need to get tickets, you can get with the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber, Mark Howe. He'll get you tickets. So the more tickets we get sold, the more goes to the Holiday Sharing Fund, which most everybody knows that we raise the money for bicycles, helmets, and locks for kids at Christmas time. And not just Christmas, but throughout the year when we have an emergency type situation.
I don't remember what we had last year, but we had a pretty good turnout. I think they were there to watch us beat the Sheriff's Department, probably.
Ooh. That's probably why they knew you were going to beat us that one year. So, and obviously we're looking to get our trophy back.
It is a really good event, and if you've never been to an event at Bright House Field, it's spectacular, and they do a great job. So definitely come out. We'll probably remind people about that again, but thanks, Rick.
And the other thing is you don't get to just watch our softball game. You get to stay for the Threshers game that day. And
are they playing?
The Threshers are playing the Palm Beach Cardinals.
Okay.
So it'll be a good time. Thank you.
And fireworks. Yes. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else in the room? Seeing no one, I'll close the citizens' open forum. Our first item is our consent docket. We have 3 items. Approve the minutes of the April 1st, 2014 City Council meeting. The second item, authorize the purchase of a 2014 Veemer trailer-mounted vacuum jetter system using the National Joint Power Alliance contract RFP number 070313. The third item, approve the selection of committees ranking of the survey services, statements of qualification, and authorize the city manager to negotiate an agreement with the top-ranked firm Suncoast Land Surveying Incorporated to complete general land surveying work for the city of Oldsmar. And I think the city manager informed me that the winning bidder actually is from the city of Oldsmar. Is that correct?
Yes, it's an Oldsmar business.
Oldsmar business. Does anybody wish to pull anything? If not, I need a motion.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Thank you.
Microphone is not on. It's not being picked up.
Okay. Next is the City of Oldsmar and the presentation of the Council Manager Award, and that's going to be by Councilmember Roniker.
It's actually the first time I came down that side. I always come down the other side. This one's a real privilege for me because I've given this award out a number of times, and it's a privilege for all of us to give it away. But I'd like to ask Representative Hooper to come up and join me. And I'll tell you why in a minute, but first I want to just introduce Representative Hooper to you a little bit. He was a firefighter for 28 years. The last 24 of his career was in Clearwater. He served from 1968 to 1996, and he retired as a lieutenant. And then after that, he got on the Clearwater Commission from 1996 to 2000. After that, he got elected to the Florida House in 2006, right about when the time I was becoming mayor. I think that's when we started knowing each other. And in 2008, 2009, he was the majority deputy whip. He was the Pinellas County Legislative Delegation Chair from 2008, 2009. His current committee assignments for 2014 were Transportation and Economic Development Appropriations Subcommittee Chair, the Appropriations Committee, the Economic Affairs Committee, the Ethics and Elections Subcommittee, the Rules and Calendar Committee, and the Transportation and Highway Safety Subcommittee. And last, the Joint Legislative Budget Committee. Now, you don't get on all those committees unless you're doing a good job up there. And a lot of people don't know, but I lobby for the Printing Association of Florida yearly, and we go up there every year, and I've been doing it for probably 13 or 14 years now. And ever since I met Representative Hooper, every single time I've come into his office, the first thing he says is, Mayor, make yourself at home, use my desk, use my phone. If you need my computer, use it. And he said that every single time I was there, no matter what.
Back.
No. And you're not getting the sodas back either. No. But it was something I always appreciated because we met a lot of legislators when we were up there. And Representative Hooper actually treated me better than our own representative that we had at the time. I'm not going to name anybody, but...
Go ahead and name him.
No. We don't want to do that. But
Peter
recently,
Hale is his name.
Recently, for the last 5 or 6 years, the council's, one of their priorities was to create a BMX Olympic training facility here in Oldsmar. And funding's always an issue. And the mayor and the city manager have been fighting hard with Pinellas County and with the tourist development group. And they were having a hard time giving us the money. Well, Representative Hooper and Senator Ledvala went to work, and they got us the money yesterday. It was signed into the budget, $1.27 million, and we're getting our track. It's an honor for me to present the Council Manager Award of Recognition to Representative Ed Hooper for May 2014. Congratulations.
Well, I want to say thank you, Mayor. It's this too many, and council members and staff and Mr. Haddock. I should face this way. Pardon my back. Jim, I'm Ed, and you're Jim. Thank you very much. And I know several months ago when Mr. Haddock and Mayor Beavis came to my office with this really slick folder and trying to see about getting some help for a BMX track. I don't know at that time if you, in your wildest dreams, thought that you would get the total amount or not. I didn't, but I stuck to it. And Senator Lotvala was very helpful in convincing my counterpart, the Senate chairman, to also see fit that that was a good expenditure of your money, our money, because it will make Oldsmar the one place on the East Coast of the United States that all BMX world-class facilities and Olympic training will take place. There's one in California, there's one on the West Coast, and there will be one on the East Coast. It'll be right here. And that brings people to fill your hotel rooms, to eat in your restaurants, to see what a great community you are, and maybe you want to live here. So here was my pressing issue to make sure this happened. So in my 8 years in the legislature, I always wanted to represent Oldsmar, and I never got to do that. And before I left, I wanted to do one thing to help the city that I think is the most spectacular. When I moved here, you were just a little drive-through community, and you all have made this a city that everybody. Time is up. They've cut me off. Thank you, Oldsmar, for doing what you do. Thank you, Mayor and council members, for what you do. You have a great community. Thank you for this beautiful award. It'll be on my desk in the morning, and I'm going to try to continue to help Oldsmar for quite some time. And you can help me do that. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Ed.
I come to you. I've known Ed for a long time, and you say you've finally done something in the city of Oldsmar. You have represented the city of Oldsmar ever since you've been up in Tallahassee. I know for a fact there's been some things that have happened up there for this city that you and Jack alone has done for us. Thank you for being a friend to the city of Oldsmar. And I hope that you're going to become another elected official somewhere.
Work hard at it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, Ed. Thank you so much. All right, our next item, I'm not sure what we're doing here, the presentation of the business of the quarter. Commissioner Beaverland, or Councilmember Beaverland?
This is going to be a strange one.
Okay.
I don't think they're here.
Huh?
I thought Jerry said they weren't here.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to ask the mayor and the city manager to come down here. Also, this is the first time, and we've done this in 24 years, or I've been doing this for years and years and years. This is the first time. I don't know who we're giving this to. I have no idea what they do and where they do it. So we're going to have a problem this time, aren't we?
I think you'll figure it out.
I've just figured it out.
Oh, look at that.
This is awarded to the Oldsmar Business of the Quarter Award, the recognition to the, who's that?
Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce.
I just told Mike because he forgot to get the guy. We just had to get the guy this July.
To the Upper Chamber of Commerce and to Jerry Custon. Go on for hours and hours, but the mayor has told me, what are you laughing about? Well, I won't go on to anymore. I'll just let you say what you want to say. Thank you for the chamber, what they do for us, and for what you've done. Even though we've argued at times.
Yeah, like I said, we've been doing this, for what, 7 years or so now? It used to be the business of the month, and we finally last year made it the business of the quarter. But I told them to cancel it because we were supposed to do it this month, and the person we had in mind hadn't responded back yet. So this is a great surprise. Thank you very much, Jerry.
Say that the chamber has really, I think, really stepped up since relocating from their facility on 580 and coming here. I really think it gave it a more professional appearance, and businesses felt comfortable coming in there. It gave it a professional setting, and I think we just saw by Freedom Fest the amount of effort and volunteers, and I don't think that you would get the volunteers you have if the chamber itself was not strong and solid and had the board of directors that it does, and it is the board of directors that, that govern you guys and control everything, and I'm looking forward to great things moving forward, and Jerry's always done good with the manufacturing side of it. I think that is really taken off, and the businesses here. I think the businesses in the city of Oldsmar, we mean business the third Friday of the month, and me and the city manager and Jerry Peruzzi go out to 3 businesses, and it's amazing the amount of businesses that are in the city of Oldsmar, high-tech, high-paying jobs that are right here in the city of Oldsmar, and a lot of it's because of the chamber and them reaching out from things as simple as a permitting problem with Pino's Palette to, things with Microlumen or any of the manufacturers that are here and just trying to get things done. But they have really been a great voice piece for the city of Oldsmar and trying to run block for us on things and resolve issues. So it's not just the Chamber of Commerce, but it's the city of Oldsmar. And I know they represent the upper Tampa Bay, but they really do a lot for the city of Oldsmar. You want to say anything?
Well, I just want to offer my congratulations to Jerry and the Chamber also. And the Chamber of Commerce is a great partner with the city in promoting the community. We appreciate all the work that you do, and I was a little bit surprised, but I think the secret was well kept. So that was a major accomplishment in and of itself.
It was well kept. Thanks. Good thing I came.
Sure glad you didn't stay.
Yes, he said, well, it is a good thing I came tonight. I was lucky I came tonight. I was, last night I had to go to a zoning hearing master in Hillsborough County. I was out till 11 o'clock. So I went home and took a little nap, and I darn near fell asleep. So glad I made it.
You'd go to sleep on us.
I know. Thank you.
Jerry, thank you.
Congratulations. And the next item is our presentation of National Garden Week, and I will go ahead and read that. National Garden Week, whereas gardeners have a passion for nurturing the beauty and resources of the earth through the planting of seeds, the care of plants, and the riches of their efforts, and whereas gardeners seek to add beauty, splendor, fragrance, and nutrition to our lives through the growing of herbs, vegetables, foliage, and flowers, and whereas gardeners work to preserve our country's traditional spirit of independence and initiative through innovation and hard work, and whereas gardeners advocate the importance of all creatures, large and small, that share our world and their roles in a balanced and productive ecology, and whereas gardening furnishes a challenging and productive activity for many citizens, for those just learning as well as those who have years of experience, and whereas gardening promotes a healthy lifestyle that lasts a lifetime, helps reduce stress from other areas of our life, teaches that rewards can come from diligent efforts, and whereas gardening enables members of garden clubs across the nation and around the world to serve others in the communities where they reside and work. Now, therefore, I, Doug Beavis, Mayor of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, do hereby proclaim the week of June 1 through June 7, 2014 as National Garden Week in the City of Oldsmar, and acknowledge the importance of gardening and the numerous contributions of gardeners as an enhancement of the natural environment and the beauty of this city, dated this 3rd day of June, 2014, Doug Beavis, Mayor. And I would like to present this to Loretta. And as you can tell, their color is red. The flower is the red hibiscus, and it's the red cardinal. Did you know that, Jerry Beaverland? I don't know if you knew that or not. Just thought I'd check.
Actually, I
He's
didn't.
been reading. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm chairman of the National Garden Week for the Top of the Bay Garden Club, and this is some of our gardeners here. And I want to introduce our president, Debbie Brown. She's trying to hide back there. Come up here, Debbie. She's our new president, and we appreciate this very much. And if you'll notice on the dais, we've presented them with some herbs, and we hope they'll enjoy them. They have biodegradable bottoms, so you can take them out and just put them in the ground if you want to. So, but anyway, we thank you very much for this, and thank you for having us here.
Thank you. Thank you.
We want to take some pictures, and we have one of our youngsters with us that we send to Camp Wakaiva.
A young gardener.
Yes, she's a young gardener. So two of the young men that went this past year, they couldn't make it tonight. They're on a soccer venture somewhere. But anyway.
You want us? How are we?
Appreciate it very much. Okay, how do you want us to do? Yeah, short ones get up front. Okay.
The other ones have Italian. I see.
Wait a minute, I forgot one. Jerry, you're an honorary member. Get down here. I almost forgot you. You got to get Jerry in here. He's an honorary member and has been for quite a few years. Get in here, man. Get in here. Where do you want to get? Get in here with the women. There you go. Yeah, let's get Jerry in here.
Hey, geez.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mayor, can I say something real quick?
Wait, before y'all leave.
No, y'all don't leave. I want to say something real quick. I just want to say that I love gardening as well, and one day I'm going to join when I have time. And it was such an honor when y'all came to my house. I don't know, Loretta, was it 7 years ago, or I think it was 7, 8 years ago, and presented me with the yard of, the yard of the month, and I was so happy. You guys made me so happy, and I just wanted to, people wonder why we garden. And one of the biological things is there's a healthy bacteria in soil that creates the stimulation of serotonin in the brain. So it really is like an antidepressant to garden. So thank you, ladies, for being here.
Well, before you go, Betty Ray.
I won't be weary.
Loretta, wait a minute, before you all go.
Did you just call her Betty White?
I won the award about 12 years before you did. Is that why I'm why I am? Anyway, there's 3 ladies here I want to kind of bring out. Loretta, you know, she was on council back in the 79 and 80. Betty Ray, she was in both post offices, the first post office and the second post office and the third post office and the fourth post office in this city. Betty Ray. And how many know Ward Schrettengost? Y'all have heard of him? Virginia Schrettengost is right there.
Oh.
She knows how I felt when I was on council in 1970 and 71.
Unfortunately, she had eye surgery this morning. We forgive her.
Congratulations. Next item is consider the reappointment of Phil Elder to the Firefighter Pension Board. And we'd like Phil to come up and tell us why he crazily wants to do that, and see if there's any questions. Something we normally try and do is have you come before us. Some council members may or may not know you because of the reappointment process and things like that. And I'd like to put a face with the name and personally thank you for doing that. The Firefighter Pension Board, as you know, is tough, and we wanted to see if does the council have any questions of him, or do you have any questions of us?
I don't have any questions. Do you? Do y'all have any questions?
Just thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for serving.
Thank you.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad I can. It's, I just wanted to help and be a part of things and thought I could bring some honesty and some integrity and some, just some good common sense to whatever comes before us. So.
That's awesome. And I mean, we say this all the time. We say it at the volunteer dinner that, you know, we would not be able to do a lot of the things that we do without the volunteers that we have. And we sure do thank you for stepping forward, Phil. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next is consider the reappointment of Mark Brill to the Board of Adjustments. How many years?
A lot. Probably 20, close to 20.
Wow, yeah. I do know Mark and have seen him at many functions in City Hall. And does anybody have any questions of Mark? Do you have any questions of us?
I have none.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Yep.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Before we move on to our city attorney, you'll notice that we're missing somebody, and we got a call that Gabby, at the last minute, got a stomach virus, which we're kind of glad that she didn't bring it to all of us. We know there's some stuff going around, so that's why we're down one tonight. The next item is our city attorney. Do you have anything for us
I
tonight?
do not have anything tonight, thank you.
Thank you for keeping it short. City manager.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The next item is consider authorizing the sale of beer and wine at Celebrate Oldsmar. This year's event will be held on Friday and Saturday, August 29 and 30. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to respond to those. We recommend approval.
Is there any questions on this? I know that there was a little bit of resistance last year, but we did get it approved. And I think in talking to Lynn after, especially considering the weather that we had, it was kind of the one thing that kept our head financially above water. And I don't think it was abused. I don't know if Lynn wants to address it, but I don't think it was abused. I don't think we had any real problems with it. Obviously, it's a little bit more for us to manage, but I think it worked out well. I don't know if anybody's got any comments or thoughts on it. Otherwise, I need a motion. Any thoughts? Mr. Beaverland?
I'm going to vote against it, but I don't want, that's as far as I'm going to say.
Well, I'll make the motion for it.
Motion, I need a second. Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Passes. All opposed?
One.
Nay.
Okay.
1.5, because you and Janice. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item 10, consider approval of renewal of the use agreement with Oldsmar BMX Incorporated. As the other youth sports groups at Canal Park have one-year use agreements, the same is true for Oldsmar BMX Incorporated as the track operator. This agreement is the same as in previous years. It would cover the period from July 1, 2014 to June 30, 2015. If you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to respond to those. I recommend approval of the use agreement with Oldsmar BMX Incorporated.
I think it's just a BMX kind of night, so need a motion?
So moved.
Second? Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor and Council, the next item, authorize the city manager to execute letter of intent with USA BMX for design and construction of Supercross track. Well, we've already had some comments and discussion and reason to celebrate some good news regarding the funding for the expansion and construction of the Supercross track. It will be located on the same site in Canal Park. And before you this evening is a letter of intent between the city and USA BMX, which is the sanctioning body for the sport in the United States. Kind of briefly outlines the responsibilities of the two parties going forward. As you know, we do have in place a sanctioning agreement with USA BMX that covers the track, and we've been operating the track since 2002, I believe. So when the track is expanded, we'll either amend the existing agreement or we'll have a new agreement to cover that, and we'll start work on that right away, assuming that the items tonight are approved. So I am requesting that you authorize me to execute the letter of intent with USA BMX.
I don't know. You think? I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second? Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0.
Thank you. Mayor and council, the next item, approve agreement with Stantec for engineering design services for BMX Supercross track. The amount of the contract before you this evening is $111,110. This is for design, engineering, planning, and services of the track expansion. It'll be done in conjunction with USA BMX. And I would point out that the work order that we are asking you to approve tonight, we placed a paper copy at each chair before the meeting. And there are some minor changes to the agreement compared to the one that was in the agenda packet. I'm going to go through those. It won't take but a few minutes. And I think they should be highlighted on the paper copy you have. On page 1, we've added a sentence, whereas Wilson Miller Incorporated, who the original agreement was with, is now known as Stantec Consulting Services Incorporated. And then if you skip on over, I think, to page 11, near the end, and you'll see that we've added a few words in a couple of paragraphs there. And then on page 12, which is the page just prior to the signature page, one word was changed, and then a sentence was added, contract conditions. All other terms of the planning and design services agreement not modified in the work order shall remain in full force and effect. So tonight I am requesting your approval of work order number 10 with Stantec for design and engineering services for BMX Supercross track. And if you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to respond to those. That would be the agreement here before you that we're asking you to approve this evening.
Any questions about the agreement? If not, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Yes.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Passes 4-0.
Mayor and council, the next item, approve amendment to grant agreement with FDEP for the Mobley Bayou Wilderness Preserve trail construction. This segment of trail construction takes place from Dunkirk south, primarily within or immediately east of the Duke Energy right-of-way on property that the city owns or as part of the preserve. And it will, the southern terminus will be in the beach park, or it has a long name, Mobley Bayou Wilderness Preserve South Support Area. It is currently under construction. We received a grant from the state to pay for part of that. The amendment extends the completion until November 1 of 2014, and I am asking that you approve the amendment to the grant agreement with the Florida DEP. Any questions or comments? I'd be happy to respond to those.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be another component. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
This is going to be one of the more beautiful nature trails that we have.
We went on it when we went on a We Mean Business. One of our appointments wasn't available for us, so we kind of drove and looked at some projects. But we drove a lot of this as much as we could. They had some big mounds of shell that we couldn't get through, but it's going to be a nice component of it, and terminating at the beach is going to be real nice. So, if no questions, I need a motion.
You got it.
Second. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Thank you. Anything else?
I'm done.
You're done. Holy cow. City clerk.
I don't have anything.
Come on, you can't make something up. That's it. We're down to the wire. City Council comments by council members. Vice Mayor Norris.
Oh, I'll make one quick. Real quick, I attended a meeting last night for the Tampa Bay Area Collaborative Electronic Vehicle. It's a lot of different people involved in trying to bring awareness to bring more EVs. And since the city of Oldsmar not only is the national headquarters for NovaCharge, which makes the commercial electric car charging stations, and we have 4 charging stations, and our founder actually invented one of them or produced one of them. I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm going to stay on this board and see what we can do to possibly, I talked to the city manager today about having a component at our centennial, having an EV plug-in day or something like that, and one is coming up. So what are you laughing at, Ruben? You like it? Okay, good. So, and other than that, That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Beaverland.
I do have one more thing.
Carrying our two.
Well, were you going to talk about Bruce's honor?
Go ahead, you can do it.
Okay, it was.
I was.
Okay.
You were?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I can't forget it because it was so cool. Okay, well, you guys can tell the details, but Bruce was honored on Friday with Florida City, and they'll tell you the details. But anyway, the cool part is that there's between 475 and 500 municipalities, I can't remember, in the entire state of Florida. They could have picked anybody for this award, and they picked Bruce Haddock, our city manager. It was such an honor to be there. I just wanted to say that. Now, y'all fill them in on the details. I just had to say it's an honor to work with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, the reason why they picked him is because of this fabulous council. Well, congratulations, Bruce. It is an honor. And I did find out one thing about Bruce. He is an anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew what that word meant until you said it. So congratulations. And for the city of Oldsmar, you've been here 28
years.
28 years. I found out the other day there's a guy that's got him by 1 month. So I'm going to ask this council to try to, whatever we have to do, go back to give him 2 more months. So he doesn't want it.
Back to vacation on at the beginning of this?
Right.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Bruce.
Thank you.
It's I was told by y'all, by Ann and Deb, that this is a birthday today of an incredible individual. He'd be 150 years old today. R.E. Olds, his birthday is today.
Really?
Thank you, R.E.
Should have got a cake.
Yeah, we should have had a cake. And I've had a request by an individual who is really backward to ask us, the city manager, a question, which I am going to ask him now. Why does Forest Road flood more than when we fixed it?
Forest Road? Well, I'm not sure the project's finished yet.
It's not finished yet?
I don't think so.
Well, I was informed that it floods more now than when we started.
I ran into somebody that kind of bent my ear, but it was also, they bent my ear right after we had just had a huge monsoon in which my neighborhood was, because it was a high intensity. I mean, those things are only designed to handle a certain amount of water in a certain amount of time. I mean, our ponds were all the way up to the top. So, I mean, I'd like to not base it on an anomaly, use that word again, that we had. So obviously our public works is going to be all over that.
Maybe Bruce can look into it and let us know. And good luck to Jim, and just thank you who you are.
I don't have a whole lot either. I would also echo congratulations to Mr. Haddock. Certainly an honor and well-deserved. School ends tomorrow in Pinellas County, so please be careful when they're out. They only got a half a day tomorrow. A lot of the high schools and junior highs are out already, but I know Oldsmar and Forest Lakes, they end tomorrow, I think at 12:30, so they'll be out in force. Lots of little kids running around our streets, so please be careful. I did mention this at the capital improvement meeting that we had the other day, is when it came to the memorial ceremony at Veterans Park, we do need to consider putting some shade up when it's the summer months and stuff. It's
Absolutely.
miserably hot out there for people, so I would hope the council or the staff or the Leisure Services Board looks into that for us, because it's definitely needed. There's no question about it. And then the last thing I have, I totally forgot what that was. Yeah, I totally forgot. It'll come to me. Yeah.
It'll be Jerry number 3. Okay. Also, again, congratulations, Bruce. I think, we were lucky to all get over there ahead of him. Well, he was in a class, but there were about 11 or 12 of us that caravanned over there, and to see your peers respond the way that they did, they all stood up, and I don't think you expected as many people to show up as you did from the city, but
I don't think Bruce did either.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't think you expected.
It was a big surprise. I really appreciate everyone who came to support me. And
I think one of the comments that you went up there in your very not so brief statement that you that you made up there, but one of the things he said, and it's what I think we all believe, is that we are a team. Whether it's the council or the the staff or the volunteers or the residents of the city of Oldsmar. We are a team, and we do try and rally around behind everybody. And as Jerry said, tonight with Jerry or Loretta, we may butt heads or have differences of opinion, but when we leave this room, we all have one thing in common, and that's the city of Oldsmar, and that's would never be truer than Bruce and all the years that he put in. So congratulations with that. The Memorial Day celebration was great. Tom Trask asked to do the prayer and did just as always a beautiful job, and we had great weather, but you're right, it's hot out there, and we need to make sure that we have some people covered. I did something interesting today. Actually, Bruce and I spent the majority of the day in Tampa. It was the crew, the Sirakis invited us, the crew, Commercial Real Estate Women group that put together an economic summit, and it had Mayor Buckhorn, Mayor Kraticus from the city of Clearwater, and Mayor Kreisman from the city of St. Petersburg that all got together kind of on as a panel, but then they also had a speaker who was really kind of funny. But it was interesting to see some of the economic things that they talked about, both from the speaker, but also from the three representatives, because it's kind of a little bit different. You have downtown Tampa and downtown St. Petersburg, who have some similarities, but are a little bit different. And then you have the city of Clearwater, which is a whole different dynamic. But the one thing that we continued to hear was that there really, as we just said with the city of Oldsmar, there really needs to be a blending of the two on a lot of different issues. Transit being one of them, depending on how you feel about Greenlight, Pinellas, or whatever you want to call it, the Tampa Bay area needs some type of a mass transit. When the economic gentleman came up and spoke, a lot of the things that he talked about, and it was kind of interesting, and I don't recall specifically, but in one of the categories for economic growth, for employment, we were behind North Dakota, who only has about 700,000 employees. So for every employee they get, based on 700,000 in the state, their numbers are obviously going to go up. They have a big energy boom going on up there. The other one was Nevada, that employs a lot of people, obviously, with the casinos. And then right behind that was Florida. And they attributed it to a lot of different things, but the one thing that kind of came of that is that a lot of the companies that are relocating to various places are doing it for a lot of different reasons. Obviously, the climate in Florida and the beaches and things like that. But one of it is, they're looking for transit. They're looking for their employees to be able to, live, work, and play near where they work or be able to get there. And Bruce, I've said this a million times, I've done, engineering for 25 plus years, and 25 plus years ago, we were having a conversation about transit in the Bay Area, and I don't think we're any closer now, other than the fact that we're poorer, than we were 25 years ago. And somehow we need to get there, or as someone, I can't remember if it was one of the mayors, said today, that if we don't do this and then Hillsborough County get on board, we're going to get overpassed by a lot of other cities. We're from a metropolitan area. I think we are the largest metropolitan area that does not have mass transit. And we've had baseball talks with people, and one of the things that they've said is, that they go to downtown areas. Well, typically they go to downtown areas because they have transit, and where you don't have transit, you take it to the people out in the suburbs. And I think the Dallas Cowboys and some of those have done. But I think mass transit, if we're going to go anywhere, I think it might have been Mayor Buckhorn that indicated that, we got the best airport in the world in TIA, and you get off that thing and you got to go find a cab or a rental car. You can't get in any kind of mass transit. Well, you can get on the shuttle and ride over to the other side of the parking garage, but that doesn't really count. But it's really, it was really interesting to see the economic forecast, and it was kind of exciting. I talked to a couple people afterward, and it was exciting to see where Florida is on a lot of those radars and how we're beating out so many other, I don't know if you recall some of the statistics, but a lot of the statistics, and we were towards the top on a lot of them, and we need to continue to do that. One of them was, I can't remember, and it was the Miami area and the Tampa Bay area out of the state of Florida was like 11th and 12th in one of the categories. And it's just interesting to see how that is, but so many of those other places that are beating us out are really doing it with mass transit. But the economy numbers were definitely very interesting. I don't know if you had any thoughts on today. I thought it was great. So,
well, I enjoyed it. I think overall the economic outlook was very positive and optimistic, And it was related specifically to Florida and some of it just to the Tampa Bay area. So that was good news.
Yeah, and they were talking about housing, and then they, again, to use that word, they kind of had an anomaly throughout the country, and they were looking at, places throughout the world, and the speaker was very good, and he talked about a lot of the Asian countries and how they're really above in their economic forecast, and the ones that were really behind, how many of at one side, there must have been 11 European countries that are way down. So that's really hurting the overall economy. But again, the United States was up there towards the top, and so definitely was good. Building was up, but they didn't say that at the first of the year, the United States overall, the first quarter, the numbers were down, but they kind of went through and equated it, and they really found that they could tie it back to the weather throughout the country, that the weather was so bad that people weren't driving, they weren't moving product, they weren't shopping, they weren't going out, they weren't traveling, they weren't doing anything except trying to stay warm and keep food in the house. So definitely was very interesting.
I have a question, if you don't mind. Did you say that we are the only major metropolitan area in the country without mass transit?
I would say, I think, what are we ranked, 25th?
It doesn't have some type of rail.
It doesn't, the only one in the country?
Yeah.
The other one's Detroit. There's two.
Oh, God.
Well, it'll never work here until the two counties get together.
Yeah.
I mean, that was what was kind
That's
of
just
interesting.
quite a statistic. That's.
Yeah, and that was the one thing that you could hear from all three mayors that were up there speaking, was that they really, and I know this has been tried before, and it's always been a kind of a tug of war between Pinellas County and the county officials in the city of St. Petersburg and the elected officials over here in Hillsborough County and the city of Tampa. And it's really been kind of a tug of war over the years. And I mean, it's got to stop. I mean, it really has to stop if we're going to ever move forward. In order to sell ourselves as a Bay Area, Bruce and I talked about it, two things you need to have regional transportation, and you need to have a regional sports authority instead of battling each other. Nobody cares if the Tampa Bay Rays are in Tampa or in St. Pete, and they don't care about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers where they are. They come to Tampa Bay, and I mean, at one point this was all Hillsborough County. Were you mayor then? I don't know. Were you? But
Only the last 2 or 3 months.
yeah, that's what I thought. Right towards the end of the term. So,
But anyway, but
go ahead.
you just said something. See, I said Hillsborough and Pinellas County. Actually, I was wrong, and you're right. It's Hillsborough, Pinellas County, and St. Petersburg.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 entities here that are fighting each other.
Yeah.
3 entities, not 2, 3 of them.
Yeah. So, and I think that the mayors today have known each other for a long time, and I'm going to try and set up. I've got a tentative meeting with Mayor Buckhorn to talk about a couple of different things, but really because we are the only land connection. We continue to say this with Hillsborough County. Any plan that gets developed really has to incorporate some kind of transit through through Oldsmar to connect to Pinellas County, and on the way back. I mean, I think that could happen sooner than some kind of crazy rail on the Howard Franklin Bridge, for sure.
That's the only thing that should happen.
Yeah, so it was interesting, and thanks to Danny and Paula for inviting Bruce and I. We did the kids fishing tournament this week, and this is great. Bob Seymour Jr., actually I've known him for quite a while, that goes by Bobo, but he was really involved in this, and we did rename both the tournaments to his, and this weekend's is the kids tournament. And that is at RE Olds Park from 8 to 10 o'clock. It's free for the kids ages 5 through 16. Parental help is required, but go out and do that. And then the following weekend is the adult tournament at the Mobley Bayou Wilderness Preserve. If you need information on that, you can go to our website and get that. We do have a new art exhibit downtown or in the City Hall. And the mayor's message was just posted, and a couple of things that are on there. One is about the fishing tournament, but it also talks about hurricane preparedness. And as Councilmember Roniker mentioned, school is out tomorrow, and a lot of people are going to be going on vacation, and we got with the Sheriff's Department put kind of together a list of things you should do when you're going out of town and on vacation. The Sheriff's Department, I think there's a parameter, but they'll come by and check on your house if you're out of town. But it talks about some safety tips, and a lot of people travel, and that's also an opportune time for the people that are bad around us. They know that, and they try and capitalize on that. So go to the website, myoldsmar.com. The mayor's message talks about a lot of different stuff. So anything else from anybody else?
I realized what I was going to say.
Oh, you did?
Was when you said teamwork, and I wanted to just say how proud and satisfied it is that, when we talked about this BMX track, it started several years ago, many years ago, with many different councils, and it was always put through during the planning sessions that we would have, and it was just always a priority. And, you know, I want to say hats off to the councils that did that, to the staff that worked on that, just as the whole team to come together. And today or yesterday to have the governor sign that, you know, into law where we get that money. That's a special thing for this city. We're going to have people coming from all over the world into the city of Oldsmar, where we would not have had that opportunity any other way. So it's really a great day for Oldsmar, and hats off to the entire team.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, I think, you know, when you were mayor, it was really just a BMX track at that time. We were just getting into the sanctioning, but we saw the opportunity that they were looking to put an Olympic-style training facility, and of course the city and the staff jumped on it and saw, why not us? Why not put it here? And you know, we kept on, and you know, even as late as last week, we weren't sure if the governor was going to scratch it, but Senator Latvala and Representative Hooper and staff and everybody worked hard. So we're excited about it. And I mean, you mentioned that they're going to come. The great part is, and I think that was part of the selling component for the funding, is we've got a proven track record. This isn't something new that we're asking to build. You know, we've had 9-10 years of experience. I think we had riders from, I'm probably going to get it wrong, 18 or 19 countries this year at the Gator Nationals in 38 states. And so the name is already known around the world, and it's really exciting that we're going to continue to grow that and grow with the sport and be part of their. I don't think that USA BMX thought that it was going to take off like it did. When city manager and I went to speak to the million of people that we went and spoke to, you know, we didn't know that we were going to potentially be at an Olympic training facility or have an Olympic training one here. So, but it's again the foresight of the city and the staff, and as you said, the teamwork from everybody involved. So definitely, and you're as much a part of that as anybody else. So.
It was just disappointing to me that the county didn't grasp the idea. The Tourist Development Board didn't grasp. I mean, they should have just opened their purse strings for that project. There wasn't a big amount of money we were looking for.
That's one of the problems we have for the county.
Well, I mean, Bruce might want to address this. I mean, I think I can tell you from my perspective, Bruce may have a different perspective. We went and talked to Representative Hooper in October, November, something like that?
Last November.
November. We went and talked to him. We were in there for maybe 15, 20 minutes, talked about a multitude of things, and we left there, and we always, after we leave out of there, we kind of go, well, what'd you think? And we were kind of like, I don't really know. And so we started lobbying other people, and the Tourist Development Council really did become on board, Kevin Smith and DT and all those guys. And I think the deal was, the day we went to, before the TDC, they were ready to approve the money. And then all of a sudden, I mean, they were ready to approve it that day. And then an article came out that says Representative Hooper had got the money in there. We know how the legislature works. We don't know if it's going to happen. And they had our backs. They said that if it doesn't get through or it gets partially funded, that they were going to do it. But the other side of that is, if we can get it from the state, why not? And use maybe that gives us a reason to go back to the TDC to.
I mean, as long as we got it, just seemed like it took a long time to get something that was just an excellent project.
Yeah, and Commissioner Steele, if you've ever worked with her, she's very methodical about how she does things, and she likes to make sure that there's a procedure and a policy for it.
That is an understatement.
Yeah. So, but she did a great job. But they really massaged a lot of different things to make sure that we weren't setting a precedent. They were changing bylaws and guidelines moving forward, so that because this did kind of fall outside the box. They typically fund tourist things, wrapping trains in New York and Chicago, and advertising all around the world. And Bruce said today they're campaigning China heavily to bring them here. But this was really kind of reverse marketing. Mayor Kraticus and I had a pretty lengthy conversation about kind of reverse marketing. Then if you put $1.27 million into a BMX facility, it's going to reverse market. They're going to go back to these 19, 20 countries and promote Oldsmar. It's going to be on their maps. They're going to be talking about us for months to come. And
it worked out for the best because we got $270,000 more than we would have got from the county. It's in the papers.
I know.
Oldsmar will be recognized for years to come.
Well, it's great for the area. Again, it's a regional event. They don't know where they're going. They stay in Clearwater. They stay in Tarpon Springs. They could stay in Tampa, and use all the facilities around here. So I think it was definitely great. So
there's a potential you could be watching the Olympics 20 years from now, and they're mentioning Oldsmar where they trained at the track.
Well, I mean, I see that. I mean, I would see that if they get this, the BMX, Supercross tracks up and running, that they'll be the equivalent. It'll be on ESPN and covered here. I mean, I think it already was covered on, wasn't it, on some kind of an ESPN?
It's been on cable before.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Did we start this in 2000?
I think the track opened in 02.
02 or 03, right?
02.
I remember that when we dedicated it
Yeah.
and the council wrote it.
And also, you know,
Last.
we approved tonight the agreement with the Oldsmar BMX, and you know we haven't said it, but hats off to John Sawyer, who heads up Oldsmar BMX. He's been instrumental in being kind of the conduit between us and USA BMX, and really making that a great facility, and spends a lot of time with that. And I just want to make sure that we give him accolades for that.
For the actual BMX Olympic thing that's coming here in the Oldsmar, even though it started in 2000, 2001, when I was mayor, Bruce, Jim, and Doug has really dedicated their time to get that thing here in Oldsmar. So from over here, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks to everybody. So we saw an opportunity and we capitalized on it. And that's what the city does. You know, that's why we have a reverse osmosis water plant. You know, we capitalize on opportunity when we see it. So I think that's kind of interesting. I think council comments went longer than the actual council meeting.
Can I be Jerry number 3?
Yeah, Jerry number 3.
Okay, because nobody's told, I think I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, this will be a good note to end the meeting on. Is it the Florida County and City Municipal Officials? Was that the award?
Florida City County Management Association.
Florida City and County Management Association, and we all failed to say that it was a lifetime achievement. It was a career achievement award, so it wasn't just the best city manager in the state. It was a career achievement award, so I wanted to end it on that.
Well, we give him best city manager in the state 2 awards.
Yeah.
He gets both.
Yeah, we got.
As far as we're concerned, he gets them both.
And the galaxy.
Yes,
Next is the galaxy of the galaxy. Any other comments? Ann, Kathy, Tom? Oh, we went to Tom's open house. We haven't had a meeting since then, have we?
No.
No. Tom Trask opened a new office right there on Fort Harrison, and beautiful office. It really is, and some great staff. We hung out there, met a lot of people, his staff and everything, but very nice facility, and a lot of hard work and blood, sweat, and tears went into that. So
Really proud of it.
Yep.
Really proud of it.
Y'all should also say that Tom's office has 2 beautiful views. The rest of them only have 1.
And he made sure that he pointed that out. He has top billing.
Because I've got the corner office, is that what you're saying?
He has a south view.
I don't know that
The west view.
That's right.
I don't know that he's found everything I've hid or done in his office yet, but I sat in there with my feet up and took a couple of pictures, and he did find one of the bottles that was
I
hidden.
found a beer bottle.
You didn't find a plaque on its
Oh, the
side?
plaque was turned on its side,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
Okay.
there may be more.
Thank you. Okay, I'll look.
I need a motion to approve the tentative agenda for the Tuesday, June 17th meeting.
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second. All in favor?